Hello, hello. Hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. Come on in. We're going to read Tarot. Just do a general collective energy read. See what comes out tonight. Oh, excuse me. Besides burps. I guess we'll take that as confirmation. Alright. Hello, hello. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. We're going to take one from here. Hello, Sarah. How are you? We have Crow, grudge holders. Someone has been behind the scenes being angry. For what? So, Crow, grudge holders. Yes. Alright. Let us see. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. We're doing collective energy reads. So if you're coming in and you resonate or you like my vibe, take a seat. Let's talk about it. Liking, sharing, commenting helps to reciprocate energy and kind of establish that channel. Hello, hello. Hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm Lara Joe. We're just coming in here. Alright, so we had grudge holder and the senior citizen, support and guidance. So asking your ancestors or asking your elders, like, okay, what do I do with someone who has a grudge and it's clearly a them problem, not a me problem? And we say it's not a us problem because we're not the one over here. Or maybe we are. What if we are the one holding a grudge? Okay, maybe it's time to ask the ancestors for the guidance on how to overcome these obstacles. A lot of it's realizing that that person's human too. It's their first time here on earth. It's a learning experience for all of us. So, having grace, compassion, love for each other. Hi, Anna. Lara Joe. We're doing collective energy reads. How are you? So far we have the senior citizen for support and guidance and Crow with grudge holders. So we have people that are not cool with us, but we need to maybe ask someone who has experience with that type of situation. Den, nurturing and structure. So this feels like going and talking to your mama, whether you talk to your mom or not, but girl. Today, how are you? I went to church, right? I had a surprise the other day, and I told them, I was like, hey, for your kindness, for helping me, I'm gonna come sit in a service. And the tea was piping hot in that service, and I was just like, oh, okay, well, I guess I was drug into church today to watch the pastor expose that there was RICO, like people were financially trading him, like changing money that they shouldn't have been, and there was like triangulation, all kinds of icky stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I guess I came in to expose the liars and the fakes, because what the actual heck. So, alright. And so I had the other day where the pastor and his family, and I'm not religious, I ended up in a church parking lot with a flat tire, an emergency, no one to help, no financial assistance. They helped me. And yeah, it was something. It was something. Anyway, because I was like, it was my grandfather that sent me there energetically when I had that emergency, because I landed, like, I literally coasted right into the parking lot of the church. Car's okay now, except for because I had to financially cover there. My internet's getting shut off tomorrow, so literally the only way I'm making money is online doing this, and tomorrow my internet will be shut off. So I'm like, that's great. So, like I say, car emergency took internet payment so I don't even know. I just know it all works out. It all always works out, so we just keep going, right? Potentially like a week or two. And it may actually be, and I've been thinking about this for a while, it may actually be time to switch out of doing tarot and switch gears. So I don't know. Or at least make other things my priority. Because let's see if anything else here. I'm like, if I could figure out how to get my internet bill covered, I wouldn't be gone at all. And then I'd still get to keep going, except for there's more to there because my baby daddy is having a meltdown on his end, and he's going full nuclear, and I'm over here like, you can't even control yourself. How are you going to control me or four teenage daughters, because now he has 4 daughters, all under the age, like 16 and under, and I'm like, you can't even control yourself. How are you going to control your, 4 teenage daughters? So you didn't really think that out real far, and that's okay. Yeah, no, he's going full freaking nuclear, and I guess I knew there was an emergency when my one kid said, if I want to enlist at 17, will you sign for me? I was like, wait, you guys all said you wanted to live with your dad, right? And now you've been with him for a year, living under his roof, and now you're telling me instant, because it's amped up in his house, and I'm like, no, he bought that pain for himself, right? Anyway, they've been, yes, they're my daughters, yeah. I'm not, I have kids, yes, but they're my kids, yeah. So she asked me if I would sign for her to enlist at 17, and I was like, yeah, we need to have a conversation about this, because I thought that was your dream, was to live with your dad. Now all of a sudden you want to run away. The story doesn't add up, right? And I always find out when he just does the worst things to me. And that's how I find out that he's up to no good, is when it becomes my problem. So that's the challenge. Like, I'm like, oh, that's not cool. And the conversation I had with my daughter yesterday, because I'm like, the thing that upsets me is your father's making decisions about your life with his wife without actually consulting you, the person that has to live said life. So it's life is a little whatever it is right now. So I just taken the information and figure out what to do with it and what lessons we need to pull out of it. Hello, Public Enemy. How are you? So we're doing collective energy reads. I'm not reading personals right now, and you're gonna have to wait and see if he calls you. If he doesn't, well, I don't know. Bear, adaptability, going with the flow, master the pivot. That is the one thing. My whole world can be going absolutely bananas, and it's mastering the pivot. It's like, okay, what can we flow into now? So bear, adaptability, it's asking you to go with the flow to be able to get through it, right? Let us see if anything else. I am Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Okay, so whoever is in that bear really resonates, because it came out with a different card. Now it's navigation. So following your intuition, the navigation that's driving you to where you need to be, right? Make sure that you're willing to weather the storms and know when to pause to breathe. So bear logic. Navigation and adaptability. All right. What do you do on Sundays? It's probably because you're resting. They'll come at you at the hardest when you're trying to rest. So if Sunday's your rest day, and Sunday's your day that you kind of do either religious or you do your own practices, that might be why you get it. Let me know if that resonates. Or if somebody who is super religious is sending you spiritual attacks, there's your answer, because they're at church offering you up. Yeah, no, so it's people, so that's kind of like your rest day, but people, if you have religious folk coming against you, which all of us do, it would make sense it would amplify on Sunday. So, yeah. Except for once you spot spiritual attacks, you just send them back. Like, yeah, they come at you, and then once you clock them, call them, they really have no effect. Because I will tell you this, I'm constantly getting spiritually attacked. I've had a lot of nasty shit thrown at me. It's like you call it out. Yeah, so what I would do... Okay, so Adriana, I'm not answering personal questions right now. Right now we're talking about spiritual manners. Okay? And baby, the biggest witches are in the church. and all of their rituals are pulled off of pagan shit. Like they're all plagiarized off of other. So that'll come to light soon. That being said, Public Enemy. If you guys, I would never do like retaliatory work, right? Unless it's absolutely you can't avoid it. What I am gonna say though is that I would ward your house. So like set the intention that there's positive, clear energy coming from your house from you. Warding your house, you can draw sigils on your windows, you can draw them on the doors, you can, whichever ways. And if you need questions, if you need help with that too, that's what I would suggest. So Public Enemy, if you know that it's coming at you, then you need to do the spiritual hygiene to clean it up. Okay? In whichever way you need assistance with that, like whether you have your own practices or whether you need to learn them, that's something that we can talk about. So if you guys ever want like specific topics addressed, then we can talk those too. But okay, the takeout container, balance and moderation, and bear adaptability. So bear coming out again. Okay, so where do you see, like, where is your spiritual knowledge at? Like, have you established a practice, or are you kind of new to all this? I need the basis, babe. So that way I can know how to answer best. And I'll think on it. All right. So let me know, like I say, as far as where are you, like, do you have a spiritual knowledge base, or are you kind of just starting out? Okay. So I always love to do, okay, so you never, like, if you do return to sender, that saves your bacon a lot, right? But you don't put a specific name on it. So return to sender is if you imagine, like, you are a mirror, right? And that mirror shines out from the center of your chest. So if you imagine you're going to send it back to people, you're going to imagine, like, that mirror is casting top to bottom, front to back, side to side, and inside and out. And you can always say with as above, so below. But if you're trying to send energy back, you want it to be in a mirror. Like, yeah, you're going to see it. It's going to reflect off of you, though, and show for who they truly are. So if you want to do it as a mirror, is do, like I say, you're going to imagine, like, you have that energy. You're going to say it with your mouth. Like, I return anything that is not for my highest good. And think of your body as top to bottom, front to back, side to side, all planes of it. That's a big one that you can start with. Okay. So, Bora, we're doing kind of collective energy reads. I will say that whatever's going on, we kind of have some positive movement here. We have Queen of Pentacles, so we could be doing with Earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. We have the Empress, so very Taurus, Venusian energy. So if any of this resonates, please tap it and please let me know. Yeah. And I have a million other tricks. That's just probably the easiest one to give to you right now, babes. Also, when you send it back, think of it as like I'm rubber and you're glue. Whatever bounces off me sticks to you. So anybody that's sending anything to you, then you just imagine, because you don't have to know who sent it. You just have to send it back and watch to see who it hits, right? Because when you do return to senders, you can see who is doing it, because whatever they tried to send to you, you'll watch it hit them. You'll be like, no, you never have to get your hands dirty. You just say, I return that, I rebuke it, it's not for me, send it back. And if you watch, you'll watch how it hits people. Sometimes it takes a while. I have stories for days on people who have sent me workings and how it ended up for them. And it's never good. And I'm like, you shouldn't have done that. You knew you shouldn't have done that, and you did it anyway. And now you're going to have to, deal with the consequences of that. Okay, so Empress is tapping into that abundant, very nurturing energy, right? So it's saying that we know that happiness isn't always in that rush. Sometimes that happiness is in that being able to sit and breathe and relax, enjoy your life, right? So we do have Four of Wands. So this is building our stability, our happiness, our home. Four of Wands is very much celebration. It's a union card. So it's knowing, like, okay, we have to sit in that body of realizing, what do we want? What do we want to create? What do we want to create for the long-term goal, because Empress is very much Venus energy. So it's love, partnership, stability, groundedness. So tapping into that with Knight of Cups. So we have been dealing with someone, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. They potentially could be in that immature energy, right? Like, yeah, they have a love offer. They have a love offer, but we have to determine, is it enough to sustain us, right? So that's jealousy on either part, but you can't be around people that want to compete with you, right? So public enemy. Yeah, no. So what I suggest with that is to go no contact, because she's not a friend. She's an op. So if she's always trying to get in your conversation, run your life, show you up, no, good day. We don't. People, okay, so here's the thing. No one can really compete with you, right? You can't compete where you don't compare, because you can't. So when people are trying to be you, it's like, how are you trying to be a better me than me, right? So, no, that's not how that works. All right. Let's see if any other cards. And this is collective energy, guys. So 6 of Cups. There's something about your childhood. So this could be a potential childhood dream. Or there's something around your childhood patterning that you need to kind of look back at and see, is this something that you want to build upon in the future? 6 of Cups is that we've had some experience. We know what love is. We know what love isn't. So deciding, okay, what do I want going forward? It's like taking a pause for a moment. And Crystal, we're doing collective energy raise, babe. So if he's, and I know I say this, and I know I've said it before, right? Is that if they want to show up, they'll be there, right? If he wants to be with you, he'll be with you. I've seen what people do when they want something, and it's pretty freaking miraculous. So boy is saying like, oh, I was busy or I couldn't. No. So 6 of Cups is looking back and saying, so this may be a childhood pattern though too, is realizing like, how have you loved unemotionally available people? That's true too. So either emotionally unavailable or unemotional available people. It's like, yeah, you can share their body with them, but they won't actually be able to open up to you. So stop going back to people that feel like home, but it's because you were used to being ignored and or abandoned by a parent. I know that's kind of not a fun way to look at things, but I don't know. Boo. And I'm not doing individuals. Come on, man. Because then I have to stop the flow for everyone. You have to put it where it fits. I'm not doing the homework for you. So if you get information, put it where it fits. If it doesn't fit, let it go. But if it does fit, then you've got answers. Okay, so Empress energy. Again, we're tapping back into that fertile, abundant. And fertile and abundance and Empress, this can all equate to partnerships. It can equate to projects. It's not necessarily birth. Sometimes it's like you're going to create that big project. So Empress is saying, I know what I want and I'm going to get it, right? I'm grounded, I'm stable, I'm nurturing, I'm loving. It's kind of like that divine earth mother energy. So moon energy, this is Pisces. This is tapping in. First off, you're not necessarily seeing everything. And that's also why I tell people, I'm like, don't ever hex anyone, because you don't actually know who's protecting them. And then also, yeah, no, that's like really the biggest one. The moon is like, people want to get angry and like throw at people. I'm like, don't do that, because you don't know if they actually sent that. You don't know what was behind it. You don't know what you're going to hit. So the moon is saying there are things that you're not seeing, but you need to listen to what your intuition and your guides are telling you. Okay? I know. I've got it too. Man, like, my ex-husband, even though I've like tried to keep him as far away from my life, he tries everything in his power to antagonize and confront me in whatever little passive ways he can. He's about to get handled though. So again, things we're not seeing. All right. Okay. Okay, so then those are your kind of confirmations, but I can't do the work for you, man. You have to know the pieces to put it where it sits. So this is collective energy read. To actually do a one-on-one with me, we book through my site. That's where we do the big work, right? One-on-ones, Reiki, sound therapy, inner child healing, ancestral stuff, whatever comes through. Yeah, no, that happens. Like I say, my ex-husband has a whole new wife and 4 kids, and he can't seem to stay out of my business or my pockets or stop watching. So I get it. Okay? You need to just keep moving and leave that situation be. Period. Ignore her as best as you can. Avoid her as best as possible. She got a husband and kids, or man and kids. So she's just out looking for trouble, and you need to avoid that. 3 of Wands. We're finding balance. We're finding what it is that we want, but you have to shut out the whole world sometimes to be able to figure out what it is that you truly want, what makes you happy. Sometimes it requires sitting solitary, not hanging out with others, not partying, not hooking up. I know nobody ever wants to hear that, but it's like, do you want to be stuck in this position forever? Hanged man, this is having to change how you're seeing something, because otherwise you're going to be forever stuck hanging upside down by your foot. So at what point do you decide my happiness is more important than whatever anybody else has going on? 10 of Wands, finally putting down the burdens and saying no. Like, okay, so here was an example I gave yesterday, right? Let me take a drink really quick. The example I gave yesterday. Okay, so being unblocked is not hanging out with anyone else. Being unblocked is sitting alone, listening to what the divine's trying to tell you until you figure it out. We all need to be unblocked, but you have to put down other people's shit and not mess with them, right? That's how you stop being unblocked, is by messing with people that aren't for you. King and Queen of Pentacles, as we split, ironically, I was like, okay, I don't know how that one worked, but this is, you have to find solitary so you can find your counterpart. You can't, I say this all the time too, it's like you may get into a situationship that binds you up for 3 years, and that keeps you from your divine partner for an extra 3 years. So sometimes it's like, don't get stuck up with the people that are meant to be nothing at all other than a hello, and get stuck in that where you delay your progress by years. I'm not answering personals. Leave people alone that don't like you. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say. People don't like you, leave them alone. So you don't even have to ask about them with me. That's a no. If they don't like you, don't hang out with them. So here's what's gonna go to the laundry, right? Like if you go on a trip, and you have bags and you're carrying bags and you have other people's laundry in it, it's like other people's baggage. You can't carry everybody else's baggage, right? So if you went on a trip, even an emotional trip with baggage and everything, you have to put the bags down. And then you have to take out the dirty laundry and you have to wash it. It's your dirty laundry. You have to wash it. You have to fold it. You have to put it away. So when people want to say, I want other people to clean my mess, no, man, that's your dirty laundry. You can't make anyone else do it. Only you can do it. You also, though, if you were carrying the bags for other people, you need to give that back to them. And if they had baggage in your bags, right, then you need to give that back to them too. Stop carrying it. Stop holding it. It's with people too and their emotions. People are going to hate you. It's not your problem to care how they feel about you, period. People interpret you through their own lens of what they've perceived, what they've gone through in life. If somebody doesn't like you, that's a them problem. Keep moving. If I sat and cried about everyone that didn't want to hang out with me, I would never have left anywhere, period, ever. So you have to finally start saying, if they don't like me, that's a them problem, and I'm going to shake it off and keep moving. Because and I'm hearing promiscuous girl. Okay. So, Page of Wands. Okay, so then move. Babe, I can't do it for you. you're a grown man. I can't do your shit for you. Okay? That's said with love, but it's like, you have to do your work. So if people aren't leaving you alone, you don't have any obligations, then move where you can. Page of Swords, we're cutting off anything not for us. We're finally saying no and no. Gemini energy, Lovers energy. Page of Swords is cutting off anyone that is like super immature. You're like, oh gosh, you got triggered and you acted like you were 6. No good day. The Gemini energy, that's that love energy. So we are bringing in a counterpart. Okay. Can you, if you're going to meditate hard and manifest, can you please manifest some love, like some financial love to send my way, man? Because I'm needing to be able to keep my internet on so I can keep coming to you guys to bring messages. That's part of my annoyance. I'm like, I haven't truly eaten great in like weeks, so, you know, my temper is a little short because I'm hungry. It's hard to clearly channel when you're trying to focus on surviving. Yeah. So it's just going within, protecting yourself, like minimize contact. I'm going to give you the radiation principles. Like when I worked in radiation, the best way is to protect yourself. Thank you, Debbie Girl. No, Debbie Girl, you help so much. I keep putting it out there because maybe one day, like, my sugar daddy millionaire husband will hear me and he'll be like, yep, girl, let that be today, though. Let it be today that, like, I wake up, you know, like, not wake up, but, like, get the call and they're like, hey, I want to court you. I'll be like, yeah, pay my bills, please. Let's talk about it. Feed me. I look a little better when I have some meat on my bones, kind of, I think. Yes. Thank you, Kat. Thank you for, yes, booking is very helpful for everyone involved. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's why I want to be able to have financial success, because my biggest thing is when I'm fed, I turn around and feed everyone else. So, like, when I'm happy, fat, sassy, oh gosh, Public Enemy Scorpio has been working with me since April intensively. Her and I have made some really big moves. That's why she can speak to doing one-on-ones with me, because I've watched that woman bloom immensely and incredibly in a very short amount of time. So, and I help her, like, I do, the people that do one-on-ones with me, I do a lot of it, like, I do, depending on where you sit in the collective, like, we actually do one-on-ones. Yeah. I don't love, and I know I got testy, and I'm sorry, I'm just really freaking, I'm over life right now. Debbie Girl, the church tea was so freaking piping hot today, I can't even believe. Apparently the deacons were trying to out the pastor, and they met in secrecy behind closed doors. And no, this was from, okay, so I went to the church today, right, to sit through a service because they were kind to me the other day. So they gave me a chance. I was like, I'll give you a chance. So I show up. The mom seems kind of frazzled. And she's like, yeah, you can sit with me. And she introduced me to her brother, who is, he didn't seem like he was from there, kind of thing. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, and the pastor comes up and he starts talking about how there was deception within the church, within the congregation. It all had to do with the deacons, and apparently the deacons were paying people to siphon money, and then one of the deacons, luckily the mama took the babies out. Who's reaching out to me? Oh gosh, it was just, she took the babies out before he got up there to kind of address his point, and then the deacon got up, like the three of the deacons that were present got up, and the one guy said, like, yeah, I did it. I intentionally am doing horrible things. And I'm just like, what the actual heck? Hello, Kanye West. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. How are you guys? Oh, okay. I will say this, Public Enemy. I've been accused of that a few times. I was like, I was married to a black man. When people are like, you're this, I'm like, I was married to a black man. My kids are, a beautiful shade of melanated. All right. Knight of Pentacles, we're working on our finances slow and steady. So it takes longer when you're doing it the right way, right? Because you're not cheating people, you're not scamming, you're not lying. So Knight of Pentacles is like it's meant to last because you are actually doing all the right steps to build that legacy. So slow and steady wins the race with Knight of Pentacles. It's like, yes, it's the slowest moving card in the deck, but it's also like the one that's meant to go till the end of time. So yeah, no, Debbie, it was, and I got up, like I say, I made it 43 minutes through service. I got up and I was like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and, yeah. Anyway. Alright, Ace of Swords, using logic, discernment, deciding when it's time to go. Head over heart, realizing when, okay, I have to go. Alright. In Public Enemy, we've talked about that. We've talked about the Aquarius side. Oh, okay. Wait, so Debbie girl, remember how I said we were gonna do beach vacation or beach retreat for the collective? Oh, I'm not going to. Debbie girl, I'm going to tell you to go slow. So, Public Enemy is in Jamaica, right? So, if we were going to collectively just kind of go on a retreat, like, what if we hit Jamaica there? Oh, gosh. Yeah. I had a... Oh, gosh. Debbie girl, I like that you sent me your dream, and please be safe while you're driving, and also be very gentle with yourself today. Don't get hectic, don't get crazy. It's not worth it, love. So yeah, come on. You said it in your dream, and then when I sent you the thing about the butterfly going by the window, I was like, we just talked about all that yesterday. So, all right. High Priestess, Wheel of Fortune. So, High Priestess is asking us to tap into our intuition, the knowing without knowing, and Wheel of Fortune also knowing that it's all working out for our highest good. So, stop. So, Public Enemy with High Priestess, this is tapping into your intuition, and Wheel of Fortune, stop doubting that things are working out in your highest good. Like, speak over your life. Like, nope, this is all working out. And I'm just going to, then you already have your answer. Get your passport, and then you'll be more likely, like, you can't ask if you're going to travel without a passport, right? Unless you're traveling just in your vicinity. So, get it together. If you want to get moving, get your passport. Come on. Two of Pentacles. We're going to be balancing our finances. So, it feels like a tightrope, though, right? I speak from experience this week alone. All right. Okay. That's up to you. Stop asking. Boo. Stop asking. Because the flow, right? So if those are all things you want, then go get them. Like, wish for them and go get them. Okay? Only you can do that. Two of Cups, that union, happiness, love. So we're balancing our finances, we're balancing our love, we're finally finding like our footing. So all the things we want are on the other side of that thing you're afraid to do, right? That move you're afraid to make. Your happiness, your stability is on the other side. Dream bigger, okay? Actually, we're gonna take that like that. The Fool, being willing to go out on your own. The Magician, knowing that the magic is within you, right? You're the one who has to put it all together, and you do, but you have to tap into that with you. No one else can do that. Okay, so Public Enemy, you have to do the magic to make it happen, man. Nine of Pentacles, we're finding that stability, that happiness. And a lot of guys want to be dads, but they don't realize like everything that goes into it, right? Like I have one dude, he's like, I just want a wife and kid and a house and a dog. And I was like, just because you have those things doesn't mean that you actually did the internal work to be a good candidate for it, right? So it's like, if you truly want to be a dad, like you better be the best fucking dad ever. Like knock it out of the park. Like if your dad was a shit dad, then if you want to be a dad, like you had better have done your work, because kids are truly like, that's soul contracts. You can't, like, that's where my ex-husband messed up, because I was like, these are soul contracts. Like this isn't, you think it's funny, but if you don't do right by us, like your whole life is going to be hosed, and it is for him. And I'm just like, you should have honored being a good father and a husband, because you just wanted to be an employee and you wonder why you can't find happiness. You're constantly burnt out. You're constantly like sick. Maybe because you should have actually, taken care of the people that love you. Yeah. I get it. As far as taking care of kids, I've been taking care of kids since I was 15. I'm kind of a natural, like you give me a baby and I just naturally like goes on the hip and we take off, because I've had kids in my life and around me forever. Yeah, so if you want to be a dad, then you need to break all of his curses that he put upon you before you have that baby. So keep it safe, keep it protected, and also do the internal work, right? Don't be your dad. So, and if you don't change the behavior, like the patterns that your family put upon you, then you're going to perpetuate on your babies. And I'm going to tell you this, as a mom, it is incredibly painful when you perpetuate the curses that you inherited from your parents on your kids. Because I look at my kids and I was like, I really wish I had known what healing was before I had kids. So I had to do I've still, like, my kids are still very angry at me, because they like to say, well, you were the worst. And I was like, okay, but I'm trying to be better now. I go, I've learned. But then the damage is already done on that. So it's like you have to break that shit before you have kids, because otherwise you're going to damage your kids. And that's one of the most painful things you can do. And I've had my kids, all kinds of things. Like I've had my kids say and do some of the worst things, and I've also said and kind of done some of the worst things, and I have to look at it and go, you know what, we can't fix what happened yesterday, we can learn from it and choose better today. That's also, you can't fix what happened yesterday, but you can learn from it and do better. Okay, empath. So empathy, if you feel everything, please make sure that you are observing, not absorbing other people's drama, because it's not yours to take on. Love and gaslight, don't let them take on, like, don't let them give you their baggage to carry, right? No, that's theirs. Not for you to carry, babies. All right. I'll take that. Red flag. Watch for the red flags. I'm huge on, if I see a red flag, I'm out. Right? Like, I've come to the point where it's like, if you're not going to be cool, we're not even going to let it go further. Like, I think when we are single as a woman, we've been alone for so long. Like, I have literally where men will breathe. I was like, your breathing is annoying me. You can just go home now. I know that sounds really harsh, but it's also like, when you've been single long enough, you're like, I don't care about anybody else's drama. Privilege, realizing that it is a privilege to hang out with us, right? Not being so desperate to need their validation. So Shay, I need you, baby, to realize that people being around you is a privilege. And if they lost you, that's a them problem. And they have to work on that. Okay, so even if he is hurting, thank you. Okay, Goodwill special. I got it for 99 cents. It was already custom cut before I got it. Thank you. So anybody wanting to reconcile, right? Like, you need to realize you are the prize. And if they don't want to be with you, that's cool. But you're going to find someone who actually does value you. So stop letting people have a discount. I know. Okay, so huge background. I'm a bargain shopper, but that's because I've had a million kids in my life. I've had a million kids. I've only had 3 kids, but my body's gone through like a huge transformation. So I'm always like, how can I find cost-effective ways to be able to have good wardrobes for my kids and I? So if you go on Saturday, if you live in the United States, yeah. And and to be fair, even when I have money, I still go bargain shop. It's the craziest shit because I'm also like, okay, I'm gonna shop for other people. So you guys ever need deals? Like, I find them, right? Oh, there's so much that we're not talking about though. Public Enemy. Yeah, and I get really excited when I find things for 99 cents. I found the cutest freaking dress. Way out of my style. My daughter's like, you wouldn't dare. It won't fit you, and it did. She's like, you wouldn't dare buy it, and I did. I didn't know until I got home. I put it on. I was like, I found the cutest dress for 99 cents and a headband for $1.25. So for under $3, I have like a totally cute outfit. The headband was from the dollar store, and it was a baby headband. So I don't know. Thank you. I know. I find the weirdest shit because I'm willing to dig. I'm willing to look. I'm willing to have fun because I'm like, even if I go in and I don't find anything, okay. If I go in and find something for 99 cents, cool. We actually at Goodwill. Okay, so where I was going with that, if you go on Saturday, if you live in the United States, if you live in the United States and you have Goodwill on Saturday, they do the color of the week is 99 cents. So if you ever need to go buy wardrobes, like if you have body changes, like I say, I've lost 90 pounds. So through that transition, it was like I would try on clothes that maybe wouldn't fit, but it was like for 99 cents to go home and figure out 99 cents or even under $10, that's not a bad deal. That's also, as you're going through body transitions, you may not be where you want to be yet realize that you need to be proud of where you are now. Because you weren't here a week ago, you weren't here a month ago, you weren't here. So as you're going through your things, stop to enjoy your progress. Right? Acknowledge where you're at. And also buy for... Thank you. I've also given up alcohol addiction. I've escaped kind of a very toxic, narcissistic, abusive family. Although apparently with those people, they don't ever let go. So yeah, I've overcome a lot. I've done a lot. I've been a lot. When people get disrespectful, I get really mad because I'm like, you don't even know. Like, I used to work in the medical imaging field. I used to work in the medical field. And it's like, I've impacted more lives. Yeah. No, that's, well, because I'm doing collective reads. So when you asked, I was just kind of like, we're in it. So where I was going to go with that, we were in that privilege. So when you asked the question, yes. So it's super hard, but totally worth it. Hello, Samara. I'm Lara Jo. Totally worth it. And after everything I've gone through, I realized that there's a lot with alcohol. Like, even on a spiritual level, alcohol is because it overtakes you. And working in the medical field, too, right? I've seen people completely, because they disassociate, they go somewhere else. So I've seen people, like, completely take out whole families, and then they wake up the next morning. You can have video of it, and they'll be like, I didn't do that. And you'll be like, dude. So, of course, one of the ER nurses used to always say, they're like, God protects babies and drunks. Samara, if you want to ask, we're kind of doing collective energy reads, so if advice comes out, I'll give it to you. Oracle, you have to know that you see without seeing. So Oracle is the messages that you are needing. You need to look within for the answers that are for you. I had this yesterday. I was giving guidance. I was doing intense one-on-ones because I actually do one-on-ones. Those are kind of my favorites, guys. So if you ever want to book one-on-ones, highly worth it, highly valuable. Ko-Fi, which is ko-fi.com/Siren Song Lover. And Cash App if you want a tip, which is greatly, greatly, greatly needed and appreciated. I'm about to lose my internet, which means that I won't be able to come give messages if I don't get some finances by like tomorrow. I've been working really hard, but then I also had emergencies. So like a flat tire and coasting into the church parking lot, barely. So it's been a bit. I don't know where else I was going with that. I guess keep going with the flow. Keep looking for what you're looking for. Samara, if you're in, babe, and you want to ask, you can. Yeah. I'm gonna probably have to hop out pretty soon. Let us see if anything. No. Oh, you broke. Okay, so do you think about them all the time? Do you think about him all the time? Okay, so he's thinking about you. So yeah, eventually that'll be a no contact break, but you need to let it work out the way it needs to work out. Think of a cake, right? If there's tension between you guys, that's like the cake still needs to cook, and you don't want to eat a cake that's undercooked and that can make you sick. So yes, if you're constantly thinking about them in some way or another. Also, I was going to say, you guys probably have a telepathic connection. So that's that part, is if you're constantly thinking about him, you can have conversations with his higher soul to help with that. So those telepathic communications, they'll come back. Sometimes though it looks not good. Like my ex still talks to me, but it's very tense, tight, terse, like not good. But I'm like, no, that's going to break soon. That no contact is going to break soon. But you don't want to try to get in there before it's done, right? Because otherwise it's not going to be good. Just experience. Let it do its thing. Okay, so starseed and snack. And this is a trap we all fall into as well. If you identify as out of this world, people are going to think that they want to consume you, that you're a snack, that you're a triviality. No, you have to have strong boundaries and say no. Hello, Christina. How are you, babes? Hello. I'm probably about to hop out pretty soon, too, babes, because I have to sit with the animals for a little. It's been a day. Girl, happy birthday. They say it's your birthday. No, I know. Okay. Well, tough crowd. Oh my god, my kid and I have been saying that so freaking much recently. Is like, but that's also something that her dad and I used to say to each other. Is like, tough crowd, you know. Okay, Christina, you missed the whole freaking church drama we had today. I did go to church today, and there was piping hot tea, including RICO allegations, and yeah, good. Okay, so I walked back into the church, and I told my daughter, I was like, well, I didn't get struck by lightning, but I am having a panic attack. And then, the pastor got up and completely not accused, but brought to attention that the deacons were going behind his back and trying to create problems. And they were also, siphoning money. And I was just like, I haven't been in church in 17 years. The day I come back, I learned that the corruption is, yeah. Anywho, that's my life. It's super weird here. I want to leave. I hate Earth. Can we go home, please? Alright. Which apparently I am going to add this somber note. Locally in the state, Carrie, you're gonna have to listen. Boo. Come in and sit and listen like everybody else does, because it is collective. Soldiers here got their deployment orders to go to Iran last night. So I don't know if we were the first. I don't know where we are and who all got called up, but our state got called. Apparently, they are being given their orders to detach and deploy. I think immediately. So yeah. All right. I love it. Son joined. Is it my son? I haven't seen you in a long time. Just kidding. Alright, I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Let's see if we have any information that comes out that we need to know. That would be ironic, actually. Okay. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Okay, and Christina, can I talk about how we went to Applebee's last night and I was dancing in the parking lot while I was waiting for my daughter to get out of the car, and there's this waiter there. He's been kind of watching us, and we walked in. He's like, "I saw you dancing." I was like, "Don't be a weird creeper." Like, I was shaking off the haters. So that's the other thing. When you are feeling stuck by other people's energy, get up, shake your hips, shake your body, because shake off the haters. It's time. Hey, Michael, how are you? No. Simp energy. You aren't giving her what she needs. With simp energy, it's like either, step up and work or, let someone else be good to her. Alright, simp energy, it means it's not enough. Like, men come simp all the time on me, and I'm like, it's not enough because you're not paying my bills, but you are detracting from people that actually could help me. So, fashion witch. Some women set their own rules. Yes. This is collective, but that was you. Legend. So, fashion witch and legend, we can't be hanging around with people that aren't truly helping us. Right? It's like if she is going places, if she's that legend, if she's setting the standards of the fashion witch, we can't be with people that are siphoning the energy. I know, but so Michael, you can feel like you're doing so much, but if you're not doing the right things, you're not doing anything at all. Right? And this is just as a woman, so many guys simp on me, or they say I'm doing so much. I'm like, you aren't filling any of the needs that I have. And when I tell you what I need, you intentionally don't. So men all the time, they don't though. All they're doing is siphoning my energy. So that's what I'm saying. With that, Michael, it takes, and if you want to work one-on-one, we can, right? We can do a one-on-one and you and I can dive into it and it's worth it. But here's the thing. Okay, so Michael, what I would suggest is you and I do a one-on-one. And I have women in this chat that can tell you the benefits of the one-on-ones with me. But if you've been trying and you don't feel like you're getting anywhere, then I want to sit down with you and talk one-on-one. And I want you to take what I bring to you seriously. So I'm going to drop pricing. And before you drop your mind, let me just tell you. But it's do you want to keep being stuck, stagnant where you're at? Or do you want to actually make progress? Yeah, so Ko-Fi, which is ko-fi.com/SirenSongLover. It is pinned in the link, but I know Christina, my love, is going to drop it for me, which is ko-fi.com and then /SirenSongLover. But that's because here, just coming in and saying, I'm doing so much. It's if you're not doing the right things, okay? If you're not doing the right things, you're not doing anything for her. Because I will tell you this, for me personally, right, my ex-husband went and did so much for his new wife, but she's miserable because he's trying to give her what I wanted for decades, and now he's trying to give it to her, and she's not happy, and she's turning his life upside down. So it's like, yeah, you can try, but if you're not doing the right things, you're not going to. Okay, first off, let's stop that right there, because you need to fill your cup too, right? But you also need to make sure that you're filling her cup. And men are completely, I'm just going to be honest, you guys are completely clueless as to how to approach women. So when women bring you the information on how to change, you can't argue with us about that, because we're telling you from our point of view, like, what we need. And if you can't meet that, that's fine, but allow us to be with people that actually will meet that for us. Okay. A half an hour read is 45, and an hour read is 75. Completely, I mean, Switch, what are you on about? Do you even lift, bro? Like, do you know what you're talking about? Because Switch, you don't speak from personal experience, so thank you, Christina. I love that for us, because what the actual hell? Ew. Oh, girl, you missed. There were 2 very disruptive people in yesterday. There was actually, I think, 3, but 2 especially that got blocked because I was like, ew. Yeah, no, that's people trying to stop my path and people trying to crush my spirit. It is weird. You would think that they would go find something better to do with their time than harass someone that they don't know. But they are behind a no profile picture harassing people they don't know. So, yeah, I feel weirdness like that all day long. That's also why I don't like dating, because I have people like that all the day long being disrespectful, rude as hell, trying to actually stop the flow of people that need help. Okay. And thank you, Chris. I know I didn't give. Yes, except for I don't take it seriously. Like, I'm an 80s kid, right? If you truly want to square up with me, you come, you knock on my door, we talk about it. And that's even with everything that's going on. I go, men sit behind the keyboard, and women, both, right? Sit behind the keyboard and say the most audacious things. But if you had to look me in the eyes and say those horrible things to me, you wouldn't. Instead, so that's why when people like want to say or do off the cuff shit online, and I'm like, if you had to say that to my face, you wouldn't, because you don't have the balls. So why do you feel comfortable sitting behind a screen and saying it? Yes, thank you, Christina. Thank you. Good gravy. I'm so tired, girl. Like, I've been busting my ass all week, like my whole life, but good God. And then have people being people. Okay, yes. So, Michael, what I would suggest is to do one-on-one with me. Christina's done one-on-one with me. Debbie girl's driving right now, but Debbie's done one-on-one with me, and I've seen huge progress. Like, Christina and I started working in February together, and I've seen huge progress. And Scorpio, Pink Girl, and we've been working together intensively since April. And I mean, I've seen like so many things moving for all of us. So, yes. And it helps keep my internet on. It helps feed me. I haven't truly eaten a good meal in like 2 weeks. It helps feed my animals, because I have 7 of those critters that help with spiritual lessons, and very much like they're my ancestors. I have 7 animals I support, so it's not just me. I spent the last of my money on my animals' food today, so I'm over here, right? All right, feral, I'm not taking all those. We'll take these 4. All right, so we're feral, right? We're doing our own thing. We're not being stuck with anyone. Okay, and Michael, here's what I want you to say. Right? It has to make you happy. It's not always about that other person. I know and how long were you with her, and how long were you with her? Was this the one you guys have had a year break? Is that where we're at? It's realizing you have to do what makes you happy, because you're going to find the people that want to be with you when you're doing the things that make you happy. So it's being willing to say, I know I spent this amount of time in this situation, yet I need to be able to move on with my life and move in a different direction. So Farrell is saying don't listen necessarily to what society is trying to tell you, it's listening to what's driving you. So Farrell is being your own person, right? You belong to no one other than you. Trauma bond. People do want to trauma bond with you. Yes. So Michael, that's part of it too. And if you ever, I mean, you've been in a few of my reads, but it's really more about loving you than and remembering who you are than anybody else on this journey. So especially with men, I love to like redirect you guys to be like, I don't want you to focus on her. If she's meant to be with you, she'll come back. I've seen it. If she isn't, then you will find the person that's meant for you. But you have to be willing and brave enough to say, like, I'm going to release this so that what I want actually can come in. Like, what I need has space. So, trauma bond, right? Trauma bond's finally saying this was a pattern that was trying to keep me stuck. It wanted to keep me in the cage. So think Matrix, right? And we don't ever escape the Matrix, but what we do is we can reprogram it and hijack it to work for us so that you can be a feral creature, right? You can do your own thing. Like, I want to be that rich friend that on a Tuesday afternoon, I'm just in a coffee shop. We're having a coffee, right? Like, I want to be that friend. So Farrell is saying you have to do what makes you happy and not what everybody else expects you or wants you to do. Stop carrying other people's shit. It's not yours. Okay? Privilege and empath. This is also not feeling everybody else's stuff, and it's a privilege for you to be in people's lives. Michael, so all the love that you pour into other people, and this is also with self-care, remembering to take care of you, filling your cup first. I teach this to women all the time. I teach this to men too, and I love when the men come along and you guys learn and you want to learn, because it's like, no, you need to really love you and take care of you. So self-care, I was talking to somebody the other day. I was like, I love putting men in a milk and honey bath. Like, if you want to feel like a king or a queen or a god or a goddess, milk and honey bath. It's half a cup of honey, 1.5 cup of milk, because you need to remember that you are worthy of feeling luxurious. I also love to give a lot of very inexpensive tips on how to make yourself feel, like a baller on a budget. So milk and honey is a good way to nourish your soul and your skin and your mind. Okay, and baths are very good for if you're feeling heavy, getting in the bath and imagining your worries washing down the drain, right? So releasing it for the universe to do what it needs to do with it. All right? So hidden truth, you were the best thing in my life. And when people mess up, when they do you dirty, they know they did you dirty. They typically avoid you. When people do you dirty, they avoid you. And I can speak to personal experience. I'm like, oh, I know it wasn't me because, yeah. Yes. Thank you, Christina, for reminding everybody. Yeah. So that is that. Don't take it personal when people start avoiding you. That's because they fucked up. And you can't force a confession out of them. You can't make them do the right thing. You can't make them want to be with you. So you have to make sure that you're happy and you keep moving. Whether they're there or not. Like the song, and it's been coming up the last few weeks especially, but the song With or Without You by U2. It's like, with or without that person, you're going to go far. Okay? So whether they come along or not, that's the them thing. And if they come, cool. If they don't, cool. But plan your life in that you're going to keep going forward with or without them. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. So I am in the Oracle cards, so we're just kind of pulling Oracle right now. If they fit, they sit, right? Cat logic. It fits, it sits. It does not apply, let it fly, right? Just be free. So you don't know how hard it was to let you go. They didn't take that lightly. That's like any of us, if we let you go, it's not because we're like, oh yeah, no, it's typically like, oh, I am afraid to contact you. Remember when people do you wrong, they're afraid to like apologize or show back up because they're like, oh, I don't know how they're going to react. Do it anyway. And I wish I could take back my words. Yeah. And I think a lot of people are going to start realizing like, no, those words, those actions have they have repercussions. I've started telling people like, stand on it. You wanted to be with that person, stand on it. Good day. Like, my door is not open to you because you decided that the grass was greener elsewhere. I had to do that with a guy, ironically named Michael. We kind of had a little interlude, and then I stayed, like, after he left, I stayed and I healed, and he went off and dated, and by the time I was starting to date again, he was single again, and he came back, and I was like, no, dude, you moved your feet, you lost your seat. You thought that the grass was greener somewhere else, and you wanted to invest in someone else, and that's not good. Okay, so Michael, I need you to be loyal to you because she's loyal to herself right now. So you need to be loyal to you, babes. I'm telling you from a feminine and from like a mom and just a perspective. Like if I were your sister and I were advising you, I'd be like, babe, you need to love you first. And because she's doing her thing and you can't be in her lane, you can't watch what she's doing. You just got to keep going. Okay, so you do you. And let her do her. If you guys are meant to be together, you'll come back. But right now, you need to focus more on what's going on in your life, in your lane, and get you right. So that way, when she comes back or anyone comes in, then you have space for them. Like, what if the love of your life is right around the corner and they're just waiting, like God, Divine's just waiting for you to finally release that person so they can dump the love of your life in your lap, right? So that's why I always tell people, I'm like, do your good work. And Michael, this is also very frustrating because, like, I have a collective member that I've been working with for over a year. And he is younger, right? And for over a year, I've been watching him just, like, not really doing the work. And now he has to. And, like, do you know how much further you would have been if you'd stopped arguing and started listening to the advice? Because you could have saved yourself a lot of pain and misery and money by not doing that thing. So, yeah. I mean, I'm always going to be here to teach, like, you know, freely. Yet you guys tend to value more when you pay for something. You actually do the work when you pay for something. So that's why also I'm like, come pay me, come sit with me, because I give you shit that changes your life in real life rapidly. And I do have people in my collective that can verify that. So, I mean, I'm not always nice. Like, I can be very stern. I can also be very loving. It just depends on what you're needing, right? So, I'm not afraid to, stand toe-to-toe with grown men and be like, you're being an asshole, stop it. Okay. So, Michael, I'm very much like a tough love, but also, and if you guys didn't know, I do actually go by Mistress Lara. So, especially with my men, when you guys are being, like, super hard-headed, I'm like, the beatings shall commence until morale improves. Right? So, until you actually learn the lessons, sometimes you do, like, get, hit on the head energetically. I do have collective members that can verify to that, where I'm over there like, stop it! I'm gonna beat you! Because you're not learning and you need to. I love it, but you need to. I want to tell you how I feel. So there are people behind the scenes that want to tell you how they feel, but they have to be the ones, again, to step forward and do the thing. You can't do the steps for them, and they have to do their own work. Here's what I'm going to tell you. When people are off with what we would consider karmics, right? Karmics are people that we meet up with to learn life lessons from. And even with myself, right? Like, I see people I love the most with karmics, and I was like, it hurts. Like, what does she have or what does he have that I don't? But you also have to say, no, they're going to teach them a lesson that I don't ever want to teach them. And Michael, I know that I've said that to you before too, is that let her do her thing and learn her thing right now, because she's going to meet someone that's going to teach her why she can't treat you or any man that certain way. And baby, you don't want to be the one with dirty hands. And dirty hands just mean, like, you don't want to be stuck in that mix, or you don't want to be the one to have to teach that to her. So when people want to go be on their own, let them, because they'll learn where the grass is greener or not greener. So I'm awful about it. And Michael, when's your birthday? Are you a water sign? Do you know? So let them, like, out of sight, out of mind with that, really. If you're a water sign, which I feel like you might be, like a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, but you tend to ruminate. Oh, okay. When in April. That's another reason. Okay. I birthed an Aries. I'm a legend. I birthed a freaking Aries. Okay, so not too, still a strong Aries, but not, no, you're still full of Aries. Okay, so I need you, oh God, Oh God. Okay, so babes, what I need you to focus on right now, especially with Aries, you guys are about to go through it. Like you're gonna be in the blender right now because we're hitting some very deep Aries transits. You and I said to my daughter this afternoon because I was like, there's a lot of Aries things coming up. And I was like, you were actually forged for this time in history to be alive and be an Aries. So know that you guys are going to be the ones kind of going to war for love and the collective and humanity. Okay? But you got, like, Aries loves war. So that's not a. You guys hear, like, my kid hears war. My kid hears fight. And she's not running the opposite way. She hears fight, 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 and she's over there like, okay, who am I take? Like bookie. My kid is like a bookie. I look at her sometimes. I'm like, God, this kid would be perfect with cards because she knows how to hustle and she loves to fight. I don't know where she got that from. Just kidding. I know exactly where she got that from. But she's also like her dad is also ruled heavily by Mars as well. So I don't know if I planned that perfectly or if I really kind of, decided to have a suicide mission. Not sure yet. I mean, she's made it to 16, so I guess I'm doing something right and keeping her and myself alive. Maybe barely, but. So Michael also, I guess where if you come to me to work with me, I work a lot with Aries. And Aries is my counter sign. So it's like I have a lot to teach Aries and Aries has a lot to teach me. So like with Aries for me, it's like as my sign, I have to learn from Aries and how to be more selfish. And Michael and Aries for you and her, actually, I can tell you exactly what it is. You guys need to learn how to be more fair, right? So for me, my lesson, because Aries is a counter to me, is to be more selfish, to be more protective. And yours and hers is also like, how do you fight, but fight for the good of it all, right? But also, like, how do you try and stop being quite as hard headed and be more balanced and even keel? Because Aries is very much like, it's the head. In astrology, Aries is the head, right? We say head strong. That's Aries. That's Emperor energy. The problem with it is sometimes you guys aren't always right? Like you just dive right in head first, but without actually checking shit. So that's where I would help to integrate with you is like, okay, you know what? Think before you react. And that's what I've been telling a lot of my very hard-headed or my very fiery, passionate flighty people is like, wait, before you pop off at the mouth, I need you to breathe and relax. Okay, so that's a big thing. I've been very heavily teaching guys that too. So I feel like working, if you can't afford it, working one-on-one is going to be of benefit. And sometimes it doesn't even take, like, it takes just literally one read and you are set on the right path. Because I think that it's like, A, I want to tap in deeper with you, but B, I want to set you on the right path, but you have to be willing to do your side of it. Okay, and I can't do it for free, especially because I'm about to get my internet turned off. Like, I can't be doing like free reads because then I can't reach the collective like I'm doing right now. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna read a few more. I've got 4 more cards, and then I'm gonna hop out because I got to get ready to go pick up a package. I guess is how I'll put that. So I lost myself for a little while. Right? We get lost in the fray. We get lost in the hustle, the bustle. Just being near you is intoxicating. That's also why if people are really drawn to you, they'll avoid you like they owe you child support. Because if you are like a beautiful ambrosia, they're going to get drunk off you and not want to leave you alone. I am not available. That's best for you. And I wish I could share my good news with you. So knowing that anybody that we're dealing with that we want to be with, it's like they're emotionally unavailable. So you can't be like screaming outside their door and be like, I want you. No, like they've got business. And I understand that, Michael. Except for you're not. Don't lie to yourself. You're an Aries. Come on, man. All right, Michael, I'm going to look forward. I feel like you and I should work one on one. And if you are shy, working one on one would be probably right up your alley. I pull the weirdest shit out of people, like just talk to them. Again, my collective can. Okay, anybody in here know a quiet Aries? Okay, so actually, Michael, did you have a lot of abuse as a kid? And I'm not trying to call shade, and if you want to talk about this, like I say, not here, but were you made fun of a lot as a kid, or were you abused as a baby? Okay. We'll break you out of that shell. I was like, I don't personally know a quiet or a shy Aries. That's why I'm like, okay. Okay. All right, I am Lara Joe. I am gonna hop out. So to book a one-on-one, it's Ko-Fi, which is ko-fi.com/Siren Song Lover. To donate, which is greatly needed and appreciated, and to donate through Cash App is Siren capital S Song capital S Lover capital L. I'm greatly in need of financial assistance. Like I'm out of food. I have problems